welcome back from the Christmas break, and I made sure that I went out for at least 9 holes, got out around 3:30 at Stonewall, which is actually a pretty decent course. Although it does have a fair number of houses on it, it certainly does not have a lot of the problems with housing that I've seen on other courses, certainly in Arizona and in the basically the Midwest or the desert areas, where water is a expensive commodity, and they like to pack their houses and their golf courses all in the same place. It's not nearly as bad with the houses encroaching on the course, although you do see that in some cases. I think on the 18th, basically, there's a house right next, or 17th, there's a house next to the tee box, and the greens are next to a row of houses, and the same thing with 16. And it's just that 1 or 2 holes that are rather dicey if you have trouble hitting fairways with your tee shots or your irons. You have trouble hitting greens. In any case, so this is a 3-minute video. Basically, I made it with one of the cameras that I tested out over the summer. This camera was a clear winner, was the Canon G1X model, shooting raw, processing in raw therapy, for those of you who are landscape quote-unquote photographers who know something about raw shooting and so forth. This camera, I kind of bought it as a joke, which is really kind of funny. It was like, well, I kind of need to try a Canon. Let me just buy a Canon and see what they have. Actually, I'd gotten a couple of Sony RX100s. I got a number 2 and number 4 RX100. And then I got a couple of DSLRs that I've been wanting to buy for years. And then I bought another DSLR just for the hell of it, because the prices are so low on eBay now. You can get DSLRs for a fraction of what they used to cost, what they cost new maybe 5-10 years ago. So I indulged myself and bought like 3 of them. And I did buy this one mainly because I said, oh, okay, I'm getting a Canon CMOS something. And I bought this camera. And after a month and a half of shooting, I found out it has lens IS. And that was the secret that just knocked it out of the park. This camera is half the size or less of a DSLR, even with a decent short zoom, telezoom lens like a 2880 or something. Half the size, half the weight, which is still much bigger than the RX100s. But the RX100s do not have IS. And this camera does not have exposure bracketing, but with a good amount of skill in raw shooting and raw therapy, you really don't need it. Between raw therapy and GIMP, there are plenty of options for doing HDR. It's not really necessary to have it in the camera. So awesome.